Ad Astra is a science fiction drama starring Brad Pitt, and here's something you didn't know. Ad Astra is Latin for "Who Ate My Cat?" Wait, is that true? This movie is set in the near future. Brad Pitt plays astronaut Roy McBride, whose father disappeared 30 years ago on a quest to find intelligent life. But when Roy discovers that his dad might still be alive in the region of Neptune and somehow connected to a threat that could destroy life on Earth, he sets off on a mission to find out the truth about his father. I was looking forward to this movie, and I did like a lot of things about it, but the best way to describe it is like Interstellar with very, very low stakes. But let's talk about the good stuff first. I love the way this film looks. I think James Gray is a very competent filmmaker, and cinematographer Hoyte van Hoytema is hands down one of the best people working on movies today, and I'm not just saying that because he's Dutch. And I also really appreciate how real everything looks. All of the spaceships and technology in this movie seem really believable, and they never go overboard with a futuristic look or over-the-top special effects. And as far as the acting goes, I will watch anything with Brad Pitt. That man is the very definition of charismatic. And of course he's great in this movie too, but his character is kind of a blank slate, almost an empty vessel. Roy McBride feels more comfortable in space when he's isolated and alone. So his personality is extremely stoic and calm. There's very little emotion to him in the first hour of the movie. And that's all part of his journey because he does go through a change. But holy fuck, it's not the most compelling thing to watch. Ad Astra uses narration as a framing device, which I'm not a big fan of to begin with. It works for some movies if it's done correctly, but the narration in this one isn't very well written, and there's so much of it that it becomes unnecessary at certain moments. Brad Pitt is a great actor, and at some point in the movie, Roy is devastated by something he's done. We can tell that just by looking at him, but then we hear the narration go, "What have I done?" Which is completely redundant, and it ruins that moment. The supporting characters, including Donald Sutherland and Tommy Lee Jones, are very fine actors. But because this story is told from the perspective of Roy, they don't get a lot of attention. Donald Sutherland is only in the movie for a couple of minutes. Liv Tyler, who plays Roy's ex-wife, has maybe 2 lines of dialogue. And the most interesting character of the film, a woman born on Mars, doesn't get fleshed out at all. And this is all because we see the movie through Roy's eyes. He doesn't really care yet. He hasn't gone through his character arc yet. I know it's the point of the movie and you can't blame a filmmaker for doing what he's trying to do, but it's also pretty boring. There are a few action beats along the way to outer space, which are pretty cool and exciting, but also a little random. One in particular was more funny than suspenseful. And I'm also not sure about the science in this science fiction drama, especially how much time is passing during the movie. Roy has to travel 2.1 billion miles. To put it in perspective, it took Voyager 2 12 years to reach Neptune at a speed of about 35,000 miles per hour. Roy seems to do this distance in what feels about a month. And he's not traveling at the speed of light or anything. Now, I'm no rocket surgeon, but even in a movie that seems a little off. Ad Astra does what it's trying to do, but the story wasn't that interesting to me, and it felt a little pretentious at some point. If you really want to see a Brad Pitt movie, my advice is go watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again. It's the tits. Ad Astra is a shiny rock.